I'll start this video off by saying, for your local tournaments, bring this. You don't know who may need it in drastic times. But anyways, that's how we start That's Some Shit Thursdays. So let's talk about some shit. There are two topics that have been brought to my knowledge by a couple members of the Ultimate community, at least in Washington, regarding not only shitters, but ways to improve. Ways to improve are vast. You can improve in any facet. You can do VOD review. You can practice. You can think about the game in and out, right? Whether you're in a tournament or you're not. You can play online. You can play offline. You can play against people. You can play against CPUs. You can look at matchups charts. You can look at frame data. There are many ways to improve, and they're not solely this way. There's no heuristic way on how to improve at the game, per se. When it comes down to improvement, it is the effort that you put in turn shown as a result, right? Results don't mean improvement at all. They definitely are a benchmark of what you have improved on, right? Certain topics and certain aspects of the game may have clicked with you for that tournament, right? And in which case you get better, right? Or you get better results because you did better or you learned better things. But this ties in with a lot of shitters, right? O2ers, 1-2ers, anybody who complains about certain characters, anybody who complains about the game in general. There are so many things that I can say that are pretty wrong with Ultimate. However, you know, it's a matter of accepting. There's a difference between just saying things are bullshit, they're stupid, oh, awful, right, this game sucks, and in turn just accepting it for what it is and then moving on. How to beat that one thing that you think is stupid. You can improve in many ways. This does not mean, and this is for anybody who's looking here at this video, this does not mean maining a 5th character. This does not mean switching from characters every 2 weeks or so. If you're a top level player in your region or you're a top level player in general and you're experimenting with different characters, it is because you've gotten to a certain point where switching to a different character may give you a different perspective on how to improve in the game. Certain characters play off of different fundamental skills better than others. Palu, I think her movement, her understanding of aerial game is important if you're trying to learn things fundamentally. Knowing that most of your stuff, even though it is safe, if you want to be as safe as possible, you have to learn how to space. Lucina or Roy, right? Lucina and Roy are very, very different. They're almost dynamically different. Lucina gets rewarded for spacing moves, right? And you could do it over and over. She's not really punishable. Roy teaches the fundamentals of advantage state, how to tech chase properly, what to be aggressive on, what not to be aggressive on. Disadvantage state is pretty bad. Roy would teach you the fundamentals of disadvantage state very well. If you're trying to play multiple characters, you're only going to hurt yourself in the long run until you get to a point where it's just like, maybe I'm at this plateau and I need to search for other views, other perspectives to help me get better. With the shitters, a lot of O2ers, a lot of mid-level players tend to try to pick up characters, tend to try to pick up characters to supplement what they're lacking. I know I do this, and it's a bad habit. I pick up a different character every week just to learn something new, not necessarily go in tournament with them. Even though I've done it a couple times, it's hasn't served me much purpose besides, oh, I learned this thing. Or I learned that playing this way could also help my main, Ken. For the sake of improvement, the best thing I can suggest for anybody is to only main one character. Like my buddy Nick says, until you are at a point where you are the best in the world at your character and there's absolutely nothing that you can do, you've peaked, you plateaued, everything is kind of stagnated, you shouldn't be having a secondary to supplement what you can improve on. Because at a local level, any character can win. Any character can be good. It just matters how good you are. And that goes with rules of improvement. You can't just find shortcuts. You have to put the effort in. And if you don't put the effort in, of course, you're not going to get to where you want to go. I want to be a top player. I want to be the best in the world. So I'm doing things to improve outside of the game. I'm doing VOD review. I look at the frame data for my character. I study matchups, right? I make write-ups. I get coaching. I do things outside of the game that help me improve in the game and get the results that I want. that isn't going to happen with shortcuts, and that is only going to eat short-term results. Because there are many things that are still lacking up here that will bleed out there. I think that's it for That's Some Shit Thursdays. I think number 5, number 6. Well, this is the first one I'm going to upload to YouTube. If anybody has a topic that they want me to cover the next week, please let me know. I would love to talk about anything that anybody has an idea for. My rants are just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, right? It's all possibility. These are just things in my experience that have gotten me to where I am now, or have gotten me to be good in other games. Shoutouts to Project Plus. Peace.